A statute of limitations is the time period that an individual is allowed to sue under Michigan law. So, for example, in an automobile accident case, an individual has 3 years to file a lawsuit. If they don't file a lawsuit against the at-fault driver within that 3-year period, they will be forever barred under the law from seeking compensation for their damages and injuries. Now, if the case involves a minor or someone who's mentally incompetent, that time period can also be extended. There are different periods of limitations for different types of cases. In an automobile negligence case, it's 3 years. In an automobile no-fault case, an individual has 1 year to sue. In a medical malpractice case, it's 2 years. In a general negligence case, like a slip and fall case, an individual has 3 years. It's very important to contact an attorney immediately after an accident to find out what the time periods are that an individual has to sue in a case. If a person does not file their case, for example, with an auto accident case within the 3-year period, they will be forever barred and precluded from seeking compensation for their damages and injuries, which means, so for example, if someone tries to file a lawsuit 4 years after an accident happened, their case would be thrown out, dismissed, and they would not be entitled to receive compensation for their injuries. With respect to the statute of limitations, if a child is injured, the child has until their 19th birthday to file a lawsuit. For example, if a child is 12 years old and they're bitten by a dog, and the child's parents do not want to pursue a case, the child will still be entitled to file a lawsuit on their own up until their 19th birthday. Even if the 3-year period has lapsed, it is true that a child can still file a lawsuit up until their 19th birthday. For example, a child who was bitten by a dog when the child was 12 years old, even if they waited 6 years until they turned 18, or 7 years up until their 19th birthday, they would still be entitled to file a lawsuit for their injuries. If a person waits too long and does not file a lawsuit within the period of limitations, they will be barred and precluded from filing a lawsuit for their claims and receiving compensation for their injuries. If a person files a lawsuit after the limitations period has expired, they will never get their day in court. The case will, if they attempt to file a lawsuit after the limitation period has expired, their case will be dismissed by the judge.